Hi, good to see everyone. I got a good one for you today. Guess what? It's all about chemistry. Why toxic spirals aren't inevitable. This video contains information that should not be considered medical advice. If you're not feeling like yourself or someone in your life is concerned, I really urge you to see a professional, a doctor, a counselor, or go to your nearest ER for help, please. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. I have a counselor and a coach. It goes with the territory of what I do. Mental health stigma is no longer acceptable. So if we need help, we can go get help, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. I'll talk more about this in a future video. Did you know toxic thoughts change brain structures, creating a compounding effect known as cognitive debt? Cognitive debt reshapes mental and physical debt. Repetitive negative thoughts, RNTs, repetitive negative thoughts, include worry and rumination and create a cumulative deficit in the brain. Cognitive debt is the long-term damage which accelerates cognitive decline and increases Alzheimer risks, along with other forms of dementia. So it's pretty serious. Did you know that chronic toxic thoughts continuously release cortisol, which over time can shrink the prefrontal cortex? That's our thinker. I don't need that shrunk at all. We use the prefrontal cortex for memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Yes, our demeanor. No shrinkage, please. Toxic thoughts don't just stay in your head, they also change your digestive system. This causes serotonin depletion. That's that mood stabilizing hormone that's synthesized in our gut, right? Oh, we're seeing the connection here. This triggers the stress response, which disrupts the gut microbiome, halting serotonin production, causing severe drops in mood, spikes in anxiety, and depressive episodes. I don't want any of those. Did you know that sustained negativity forces the body into a permanent low-grade fight or flight mode? The prolonged cortisol that accompanies long-term fight or flight causes the immune system to become resistant to cortisol. So this cortisol resistance results in system-wide inflammation. Our body system ignores the signals to downregulate distress, causing illness, susceptibility, and longer recovery time. So think about that. Our thoughts are really impactful throughout our whole system. Okay. Did you know? Here's a neurological fact for you. The brain cannot be in a state of fear and a state of appreciation, gratitude at the same time. The two can alternate, but they are mutually exclusive. That is from Dan Baker in What Happy People Know, a fun book, 2003, in case you're interested. Toxic spirals are not inevitable. You can change your brain chemistry. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how thoughts are chemicals and how those chemicals affect us. 5 ways toxic thoughts affect our mental health. What? Some health implications of toxic thinking. We've already talked about some of those, so I can maybe even check that off, except I'm so repetitive. 7 ideas to begin controlling your brain chemistry. You can do it. You're a neuroscientist. I said this before. Here is a quote for you. Fill your brain with giant dreams so it has no space for petty pursuits. Oh my goodness. That one I'm just feeling in my body. Okay. That's by Robin Sharma. Some Bible verses for you. And I'm not going to say the whole verse. I'm going to kind of tell you what it covers and give you where it is. And then you can look up what you want. So the first one is guard your heart, Proverbs 4:23. Such a good one. The next one is renew your mind. We've heard this so much, Romans 12:2. Take your thoughts captive, 2 Corinthians 10:5. Think on good things, Philippians 4:8. That has to be like my mantra. And steadfast minds, that's Isaiah 26:3. Change begins with conflict. I do conflict. I have a PhD in conflict analysis and resolution. Does that exempt me from conflict? No. What is the conflict here, though? When stuck in toxic thinking, I don't like my moodiness. Toxic thoughts run rampant in my head. It affects my relationship. It affects my health. And I feel stuck. This is your classic intrapersonal conflict, me, myself, and I. I don't even need anyone else. That's not okay. Okay, so how your thinking affects your brain chemistry. This was in Psychology Today by Janice Vilhauer, PhD, and I will link that in the show notes. What she says is most people don't think about the fact that their thoughts are chemicals. It's so weird to think about. They're like just these things floating around. No, they're chemicals. Fewer people think about how to use their thoughts to manage their chemistry. Did you know you could do that? That's why this is so fun. Your brain chemistry is your mental health, is my mental health. When brain chemistry is balanced, you feel well. The relationship between brain chemistry and health is complicated and involves lots of factors, including environment, nutrition, genetics, and life experiences. Yeah, it's not so straightforward, right? What's key to remember, though, is that thoughts are transmitted via neurotransmitter and other brain chemicals, which are also responsible for our emotions. So some well-known neurotransmitters are dopamine, oxytocin. Those are not all of them, but I'm just giving you examples. Those are both feel-good hormones, and cortisol, that's a stress hormone. Thinking and brain chemistry are bidirectional. They affect each other. If you think about a conflict you're dealing with, your brain releases cortisol. That's all you have to do is think about it, and we're getting that stress hormone. Perseverating on it can lead to a negative spiral, creating more anxiety. Thinking about fun things, upcoming plans, or whatever will cause the release of dopamine or another feel-good hormone. So this is how we can change the chemicals in our brain and throughout our body, as we have seen. I need to take a quick dopamine detour here. Sometimes when we feel sluggish, it can be due to living on quick rewards to feel good through dopamine. So quick dopamine hits are available instantly through social media, ultra-processed foods, online shopping, alcohol, around-the-clock notifications, fill in the blanks, you guys, so many others. Technically, these quick hits don't deplete your dopamine, but relying on them can hijack your natural reward system, training your brain to expect instant rewards. Now, you guys, this is from Mark Hyman, and I will also put the link in the show notes. Mark Hyman suggests spending time working on activities that require more effort before rewards arrive. Some of these could include strength training. You don't go lift weights once and you have muscles. No, you've got to do it for a while. Learning a new skill, that can take a minute. Reading, that takes time. Gardening, oh my gosh, I'm in month 2 and I am getting some fun, cute stuff in my garden, so I'm pretty tickled about that. Cooking from scratch, that takes time and effort. Having meaningful conversations. So slower rewards help build lasting motivation instead of that instant hit of dopamine. Back to brain chemistry. So brain chemistry, that was about brain chemistry too, but it was a little off track. Brain chemistry impacts the structure of the brain and how you feel. We've already talked about that. Research has shown that changing what you think can change the size of certain brain regions. Bananas. But I want to tell you that I have heard that Einstein's brain was autopsied, and there were certain areas of his brain that was just super dense because he would just sit and think. True, false, I don't know. You guys look it up. Tell me what you think. Also, the neurochemicals released by thinking have the power to influence physical symptoms in your body. Oh my gosh, you guys, think about it. It doesn't matter. It can be conflict. It can be something exciting, not stressful. Like, someone in your family's getting married and all of a sudden the mother of the bride is sick or something like that. We've already talked about how the mind-body connection is real and complicated. The way we think directly affects both mental and physical well-being. How many times am I going to say that in this video? I don't know. Okay, 5 ways toxic thoughts affect mental health. 1, putting our bodies into fight or flight. Inaccurate or toxic thoughts, you guys, and that's the other thing, is sometimes these toxic thoughts are lying to us. Ugh. Inaccurate or toxic thoughts keep us in fight or flight mode, releasing cortisol and adrenaline in our body. This type of toxic thinking can lead to negative spiral, creating even more anxiety and affecting our mental health. Number 2, interfering with cognitive function. Man, I just do not need that in my life. Ruminating on worst case scenarios or your perceived flaws creates a destructive loop that worsens anxiety and depression. So that was number 2. Number 3, aggravating mood disorders. This can also affect your mental health. So I'm just going to read this straight up. Toxic thoughts aggravate mood disorders by creating a continuous self-reinforcing loop. Repetitive negative thinking, such as rumination or catastrophizing, alters brain chemistry, increasing physical stress responses, and creates a cognitive bias that makes sadness or anxiety feel like an unshakable reality. That was a lot. What we're seeing here is that we get into these moods and then they reinforce themselves. So we have to be super intentional to get out. Number 4, impairing physical health. Toxic thoughts such as chronic worry or hostility triggers the body's fight or flight, releasing stress hormones. Continuous release of cortisol and adrenaline can elevate your blood sugar. Did you know that? Suppress your immune system. We talked about that. Cause inflammation. And over time, this increases the risk of heart disease, digestive issues, and premature cellular aging. No, we don't want that. And number 5, oh, this one hurts my heart. Number 5 is toxic thoughts affect our mental health by damaging relationships. Negative thinking damages relationships by eroding trust, increasing conflict, and stifling communication. It fuels toxic cycles where innocent actions are misinterpreted as attacks. Have you ever done that? I've seen it. I've done it. I know it. And then every time we're in conflict with someone, it affects our mental health through worry, lack of sleep, impulse control, and drained energy. Some people, I would say myself included, if I'm in a really heavy conflict, which hopefully is rare, I will go to emotional eating, emotional shopping, my mood. I mean, okay, you get it. There's good news. Learning to turn the tide. We have control over some things, not everything, but some things. Just like working out to build muscles, we must do the hard work. I talk about this in every video almost. Capturing those thoughts, redirecting them, and then think and speak positively. So awareness, I say this every time, is the first step. Always, always. Step back from your negative thoughts and view them with neutrality. That looks like this. Where'd you come from? And are you even real? Be aware of triggers, you guys, people, places, things. Okay, so just be aware to protect yourself. So 6 ways to begin improving your brain chemistry. And you know what, you guys, I am going to list these in the show notes as well. There's so many ideas out there, a million. You can Google how to improve your brain chemistry, but I'll give you some simple ones to start. So number 1, practice mindfulness, mindful redirecting, and prayer. I'm going to put those all together. Redirecting is the practice of choosing to think on something that will release those happy hormones, a fun plan, a fond memory, something in the present that is beautiful to you. Okay? If you are a believer, the Bible tells us how to think in Philippians 4:8. It says, "Finally, my friends, keep your minds on whatever is true, pure, right, holy, friendly, and proper." Don't ever stop thinking about what is truly worthwhile and worthy of praise. That's the CEV version. And also, we have more help. Pray for the Holy Spirit's help as you're struggling with this. Okay? So that was number 1. Number 2, exercise regularly. This releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. I don't know if I said we have 6 ideas, but we have 7. Just updating you. So exercise regularly. Number 3, get good sleep. Research shows sleep deprivation has a negative impact on brain chemistry. That was number 3. Number 4, eat well. Remember that serotonin that is produced in the gut microbiome? Feed that microbiome with plant-based real food. Do I eat only that? No, I do not. I'm moving in a positive direction. Yay, celebration. But we really need to eat well. Number 5, practice gratitude. Easy to do. Instant dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. What should I be grateful about? I've already told you all my stuff. Go outside and on my patio and I see the birds at the bird feeder. I see the hummingbirds fighting, but I still appreciate them. I can look at my garden. I'm so excited, etc., etc., etc. So practice gratitude. Number 6, say something kind to yourself and others. I love this. This releases dopamine, it supports serotonin and oxytocin, and it lowers stress hormones like cortisol. So say something kind to yourself and others. And number 7, reward yourself for a job well done. This not only releases dopamine, it also supports motivation to continue in this challenge or to take on other challenges. It says, hey, I did it. I can do it again. I love that. Reminders. Remember, it's impossible to be grateful and fearful at the same time. Negative thoughts are normal. Languishing in them is not. That is a choice. So questions to ask yourself: how have toxic thoughts affected your mental health today? And toxic thinking is a choice. What is your reaction when you hear that? So here's your final encouragement. Understanding your brain's physiology is a good step. What other step will help you reach your health and wellness goals? I guess that's your 3rd question. You got this. Build skills and become your best you. Don't forget to be amazing. Jesus, thank you for a good word. Lord, help us to change our chemistry into what you had planned for us. We thank you in advance and we give you all the praise. Amen.